Have you ever stopped to think about why some people seem immune to the chaos around them? While everyone else is losing their heads, shouting, complaining, reacting to every provocation, there is that individual who remains steadfast, unshakable, almost as if they have an invisible shield against any emotional storm. It's not luck, it's not innate talent, it's not privilege, it's self-control. And when you master yourself, you become truly invincible. No one can defeat you because you have already conquered the only opponent that truly matters, yourself. And if there is a character who embodies this masterfully, that character is Batman. Not because of wealth, not because of technological gadgets, but because he represents the essence of stoicism applied in practice. Bruce Wayne is the living proof that when you achieve absolute control over your emotions, your impulses, and your reactions, you become an unstoppable force. He has no superpowers, he wasn't born on another planet, he wasn't bitten by a radioactive spider. All he has is mental discipline, impeccable self-control, and a philosophy of life that makes him far more dangerous than any villain. And this is the Stoic lesson of Batman that can transform your life today. Stoicism is not about suppressing emotions. It's not about becoming a cold and unfeeling stone. It's about not allowing emotions to control you. It's about consciously deciding how you will react in any situation. It's about building an internal fortress so solid that nothing from the external world can shake it. And Batman masters this like no other. He lost his parents brutally when he was still a child, experienced trauma, pain, anger, and a desire for revenge. Any ordinary person would have been consumed by those emotions, would have collapsed or become a hate-driven criminal. But Bruce chose a different path. He channeled all that pain into purpose, transformed suffering into fuel, and became the world's greatest detective, an unrelenting strategist, and a tireless guardian. This is pure stoicism. Marcus Aurelius said that you have power over your mind, not over external events, and when you realize this, you find strength. Batman understood this truth early on. He cannot control Gotham. He cannot prevent criminals from existing. He cannot erase the past, but he can control how he reacts to all of it. And that ability to respond rather than react is what makes him invincible. Most people live on emotional autopilot. Someone says something offensive and they explode. Something doesn't go as planned and they panic. They face a defeat and crumble. They hand over control of their lives to external factors, to other people, to circumstances. And when you hand over control, you hand over your power. But when you master yourself, when you become the master of your reactions, no one else has power over you. No one can manipulate you, destabilize you, or make you lose your way. You become autonomous, centered, unshakable. And that is exactly what Batman teaches. He faces the worst villains, the most extreme situations, absolute chaos, but he never loses control. He processes everything internally, analyzes coldly, chooses the best strategy, and acts with surgical precision. There is no room for impulsiveness. There is no room for despair. There is only discipline and self-control. And this is not fiction. This is a philosophy you can apply to your life now. Think about how many times you have lost opportunities, relationships, or respect because you reacted emotionally without thinking. How many times have you said something you didn't mean, made hasty decisions, or let anger dictate your actions? Every time that happens, you are handing over your power. You are allowing external factors to dictate who you are and how you act. But when you learn to master your reactions, when you develop true self-control, you begin to operate on another level. You become strategic. You become unpredictable to others because you don't react as expected. You become respected because people realize they cannot shake you. And more importantly, you become free. Free from the need for external validation. Free from the prison of uncontrolled emotions. Free to build the life you truly want. Batman doesn't need to prove anything to anyone. He doesn't seek recognition. He doesn't expect applause. He doesn't depend on approval. He knows who he is, understands his values, and acts according to them, regardless of what the world thinks. That is true freedom, and that freedom only comes through self-control. Epictetus, one of the greatest Stoic philosophers, said that no man is free if he is not master of himself. And that is a timeless truth. You can have all the money in the world, all the fame, all the material resources, but if you do not control your emotions, if you do not master your impulses, you remain a slave. A slave to circumstances, a slave to the opinions of others, a slave to your own fears and insecurities. But when you achieve mastery over yourself, you break all those chains. You become truly invincible because nothing external can bring you down. The true battle is not against others. It is against yourself. It is against the laziness that prevents you from acting, against the anger that makes you lose reason, against the fear that paralyzes you, against the arrogance that blinds you. These are the forces that truly defeat you. And Batman knows this. That's why he trains obsessively, not just the body, but primarily the mind. He studies criminology, psychology, strategy, martial arts, sciences. He constantly prepares to be better, to have more control, to always be ahead. And this preparation is not just physical, it is mental and emotional. When you observe Batman in action, you notice that he never enters a situation unprepared. He always has a plan, always anticipates possible scenarios, always stays 3 steps ahead. And this is not paranoia. It is applied Stoic wisdom. The Stoics believed in the concept of premeditatio malorum, which means visualizing the worst possible scenarios before they happen. Not to live in fear, but to be emotionally and strategically prepared. Batman does this constantly. He doesn't wait for everything to go right. He prepares for when everything goes wrong. And when you adopt this mindset, you eliminate the surprise factor that usually destabilizes people. You don't panic because you have already visualized that scenario, you have already thought of solutions, you have already strengthened your mind to deal with adversities, and that is why Batman is invincible. Not because nothing bad happens to him, but because he is always prepared to face the worst. This mental preparation is what separates ordinary people from extraordinary people. Most live under the illusion that everything will always go right, that they won't face betrayals, losses, failures, or pain. And when these things inevitably happen, they crumble. But when you practice negative visualization, when you mentally prepare for challenges, you develop resilience. You become emotionally armored. And this armor doesn't make you cold or unfeeling. It makes you strong and balanced. You still feel emotions, but they don't control you. You still face difficulties, but they don't destroy you. And that is self-control in its purest essence. Another crucial aspect of Stoicism that Batman embodies is relentless discipline. He does not act on impulse, does not make decisions based on momentary emotions, does not allow himself to stray from his purpose. He has a code, a set of principles that guide all his actions. And even when it would be easier to break them, even when the temptation is great, he remains true to his values. This is strength of character. This is self-control in action. And in your life, this discipline is what will differentiate you. It's easy to train when you are motivated. It's easy to work hard when everything is going well. It's easy to be ethical when there is no pressure. But the true test of your character happens when you are exhausted, when things are tough, when no one is watching. It is in those moments that self-control makes the difference. Batman faces situations where it would be justifiable to lose control, where it would be understandable to give up, where it would be tempting to cross the line. But he does not cross it. And it's not because he is perfect, it's because he masters himself. He understands that giving in once makes it easier to give in again, that breaking his principles for convenience creates a pattern of weakness, and he refuses to be weak. He chooses to be invincible through self-control. Seneca, another giant of Stoicism, asserted that the man who masters himself is more powerful than the one who conquers 1,000 cities. Because external conquests are fragile, they can be lost, they can be destroyed. But when you conquer yourself, when you develop internal mastery, no one can take that away from you. It is an impregnable fortress, and Batman has built that fortress. Of your own mind and emotions, you become truly unstoppable. You can face any challenge, overcome any obstacle, and rise above any adversity. This is the essence of self-mastery, and it is available to everyone willing to put in the effort. The journey may be long and arduous, but the rewards are immeasurable. You will find peace in chaos, strength in vulnerability, and clarity in confusion. You will become a beacon of stability in a world that often feels unpredictable and tumultuous. As you cultivate this inner strength, you will also inspire those around you. Your example will encourage others to pursue their own paths of self-mastery. You will create a ripple effect where your calmness and confidence influence your family, friends, and colleagues. They will see the power of self-control in action and may be motivated to develop their own. This is how true leaders are born, not through titles or positions, but through the quiet strength of character that comes from mastering oneself. Moreover, the practice of self-control allows you to make better decisions. When you are not swayed by fleeting emotions or external pressures, you can think more clearly and act more wisely. You will find that your choices align more closely with your values and long-term goals. This alignment leads to a more fulfilling life, where you are not just reacting to circumstances, but actively creating the life you desire. In moments of stress or temptation, remember the lessons of Batman and the Stoics. Reflect on your values, remind yourself of your purpose, and focus on what you can control. Each time you choose to act in accordance with your principles, you reinforce your self-mastery. Each small victory builds upon the last, creating a solid foundation of strength and resilience. As you continue on this path, be patient with yourself. Mastery takes time, and there will be setbacks along the way. What matters is your commitment to keep going, to learn from your experiences, and to keep striving for improvement. Embrace the journey and celebrate your progress no matter how small. In conclusion, the teachings of Batman and Stoicism offer profound insights into the nature of self-mastery. By focusing on what you can control, defining your purpose, and practicing self-discipline, you can transform your life. You will become a person of integrity, strength, and resilience, someone who is truly invincible. Remember, the greatest battles are fought within, and the most significant victories are those over your own limitations. Embrace this journey, and you will discover the incredible power that lies within you. From your reactions, when you build an unshakable mental fortress, you become truly free and truly powerful. Start today. Identify an area of your life where you frequently lose control. It could be anger, it could be anxiety, it could be procrastination, it could be impulsivity. Choose one and commit to mastering that area. Practice daily, observe your reactions, correct when necessary, celebrate small victories, and over time, expand this mastery to other areas until you become truly invincible. Not because nothing bad happens to you, but because you have absolute control over how you respond to everything that happens. This is the Stoic lesson of Batman, and this is the path to a life of genuine power, true freedom, and real invincibility.